Yo, what's good everybody? It is Tony and I am back yet for another video. This video I want to go over something that I felt was a game changer. Now I know a lot of people always say game changer on YouTube, but this piece of kit really changed the way I shoot my videos. If you're looking at this video right now, I am shooting it at 5.6, but what would it look like if I put this 3-in-1 filter on my lens? So we're gonna do that right now. So now I have the K&F Concept 3-in-1 VND CPL plus black mist filter. Can you tell the difference? So I'm shooting wide open on the Viltrox 35mm, and my light source is still at 20%, and I'm at 3 stops on the VND. And as you can tell, you can see the highlights blooming. My skin looks flawless compared to the last video. I have to say that this right here is an amazing 3-in-1. Now I do have some history using other VNDs, but not with a CPL also. I have to stack that on top. But what if I just only had this one 3-in-1 from K&F? And man, I gotta tell you, this thing is amazing. Like, I know that's one of my favorite words. I use amazing a lot, but this right here, truly a game changer, especially for video. Not just talking head, but really out there in the field shooting video. At an aperture of 16 compared to an aperture of about 1.2, pretty much wide open. And man, just seeing the difference, especially the highlight roll off and the softness in the skin tones, and just kind of that nice soft feel, that filmic feel that people really tend to go for, really goes a long way when you're out there shooting, especially if you don't want to be shooting so close down. Now I know some things you want to shoot close down for, but when you want to shoot that wide open and you're out there in the field and you don't want to compromise your shutter angle, this is where it comes down to, is the VNDs. And for those who don't know what a VND is a variable neutral density filter, and basically what it does is it acts as shades for your lenses, so that way you can get the right exposure. But with this one, you get 3 of the most critical pieces of shooting video when you're out there and you're in a pinch and you need to stop down without compromising your composition for a shallower depth of field. So you get that CPL, which gives you a bit more punch into your videos, and also cuts through glares. So you know, you get multiple factors there, and you can shift the power on the filter. You know, the design is amazing. It's really well thought out. The folks over at K&F, man, you guys did your thing with this one. I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me to do a collaboration on this. You know, I just want to put it out there. They did send this to me for free in exchange for a review, a very honest review. So take that with a grain of salt. This is not for everybody, but for those who are interested in getting a VND with those additional features, this might be the one you want, because you don't have to stack a bunch of different filters that you're looking for. I do like to shoot with a VND when I'm out there shooting, especially when I'm shooting flash. You know, there's not a lot of times where I'm shooting super close down like f8 or f16 or anything like that. Sometimes I'm shooting at f4 and I want to use flash. Now the thing is with the Nikon ZR is that the flash sync speed is a 1/60. So a VND is super useful when I want to get that nice shallow depth of field and use flash, because obviously 160 is, you know what I'm saying, it's pretty slow, you know, in the flash, in the off-camera flash world. So this right here comes out super clutch, because I get that VND with the 5 stops. I get that CPL, you know, so I get a little bit more punch into my colors, you know, in the contrast. And then of the black mist filter really kind of softens those highlights without compromising any of the contrast in the colors. So you don't get a really washed out look. It's very dialed in, and I really like the output that I get from it. And you know, you can make your own decision on whether this is something that you might like. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time, so I'll see you on the other end of this video.